We're three guys who like to talk pinball, so we came up with a clever name. We're Joel and Travis Scott who talk pinball, and we call ourselves Triple Drain, Triple Drain, Triple Drain. We're Triple Drain.
Okay, that's we're trying something new here. We're trying something new.
That was
I don't think
awkward.
Travis likes it.
No, it's incredibly awkward. We didn't even do an intro or anything. We're just playing a theme song from the beginning.
So here's the deal. So first off, I know there are people that listen to this podcast that just skip ahead like 5 minutes every single episode. So normally we start the episode, hey, are you ready? What's going on? We make fun of each other, you know, all the script, you know, the typical script that I write for us, all the jokes.
You need to listen.
You know,
Yeah, this part's definitely keeping people from skipping for sure.
Yeah,
like right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to get straight to pinball news. No, what I'm saying is normally we do that, but there's a change. There's a change going on. And the change is Triple Drain. We are leaving TPN. We are leaving the Pinball Network. There's no issues. There's no problems. There's no drama. There's nothing. Really what it comes down to was we did 30 episodes of just audio. So right around episode 30, we added video. We've been doing video now for 30 episodes. We just had episode 60. So here's a great transition point. Episode 61 and beyond, we're going to be independent. So what does that mean? Listeners or viewers, please pause the episode. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to whatever your podcatcher is and just search Triple Drain Pinball Podcast, and you should see a new podcast. Subscribe to that or follow that or like that. All of our previous episodes are there. If for whatever reason you want to go back, but find the podcast is unique. And then if you're on YouTube, please pause the video. I'll put the link in the description. Search Triple Drain Pinball Podcast. And we've released our Triple Drain YouTube channel. So we may have one. This is a joint release right now on TPN and Triple Drain, but we may have one more of those. I don't know. But for future videos, you are going to want to see those on our dedicated YouTube channel. So sorry that you guys are going to have to put in a little bit of work to migrate over, but we appreciate you. We don't want to lose you guys as viewers or listeners. So please follow our unique channels. Travis, you had held up your hand about a minute ago and I ignored it. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I'm just hoping like everybody didn't pause immediately right there. Like pause the channel before you talked about, or pause the video before you started talking about what you needed to.
So if
maybe
you
Travis will just talk.
So
ignore that previous pause and don't skip ahead.
Don't skip ahead.
Like we have to establish all that.
I almost feel like we have to say it in the middle of the episode for the people that automatically skip ahead 5 minutes.
We're going to have to, because there's somebody out there that skipped ahead and they're going to be like, what the hell's going on?
Yep. So updates. First off, Tom, we missed you. We missed you last week, or not last week. We missed you last episode. Travis and I had to be nice to each other, and
what are you talking about? Okay, that's horseshit. That's what we agreed on, and Joel like threw me under the bus within like 8 to 10 minutes, and I just get memed to death, and I get messages nonstop.
Tom,
whatever,
you've
Joel.
seen.
I'm sure there were, I got tons of email and people are like, did you leave Triple Drain?
No, you're a busy man.
Yeah.
You're busy. You're traveling America between work and tournaments, and we can't.
Are you like
barely locked it down? Yeah.
Did you go cosplay as Walter White while you were gone, Tom?
Yeah.
No. I always wanted to be like Stone Cold Steve Austin. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You got a beer right now for 9 o'clock in the morning? You ready?
No, I had that last night.
For for the audio only listeners, Tom has shaved his head. So we had bearded Tom. So we got villainous Tom was added. That was a new thing roughly, 6 months ago. And now we got a shaved head. So
for the audio listeners, if you want to see Walter White, Tom Graf, go to the Triple Drain Pinball Podcast YouTube channel. You'll see it immediately. Yep. There's a good plug.
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Don't pause. Don't pause the episode.
Don't pause because you're listening to us on audio. You can keep it going and you can multitask. So this is perfect. Like put down the Facebook, grab your iPhone, do all that stuff. You're good.
Tom, you're an unbiased opinion. You have seen Travis's calves in person.
Oh, what the hell? Why are we still talking about
They're
this?
half the size of Elwyn's. That's all
right. All right, fine.
You know,
F it.
Ellen,
We're
Ellen
gonna just
grew
address
up-
this right now.
Didn't he grow up in like California? There's like
Dude.
a lot of mountains.
It's
You know,
obvious,
your calves just naturally get bigger.
I got the feeling like Elwin probably walks up a mountainside with like old like stone stairs just to go up into like the fiery pits of a temple to create whatever layout that he's creating. That's probably what it is. And meanwhile, me just chilling out in St. Louis, just
what it
doing
is?
whatever.
You guys haven't noticed, but Keith Elwin, when he plays pinball, he stands on his tippy
Holy
toes
cow,
the whole time.
Joel, that topper behind you is going crazy.
Yeah, the Evil Dead topper,
I know.
man.
That's pretty cool.
That topper's doing some calf raises right now.
Imagine a topper doing something.
Elwin just does calf. That's what he's saying. He plays pinball on his tippy toes or does calf raises the whole time he plays. And he's not short. That's how he gets those calves.
I knew I was messing up.
Yeah,
it's
try
fine.
harder.
It's
so
fine,
the real
Joel.
question is,
because of
guys,
you on
TPF.
At TPF, I'm just going to wear jeans the whole time.
He's wearing sweats. That's what I was going to say, guys. At TPF,
I swear to God,
be nice to him. If he wears shorts,
anybody comes up being mean, I swear. I'm going to dick punch Joel as soon as I see him every single time. So
he wears shorts the first day, and people will be like, "Travis, they're not that small," and he's like, "Ugh." And he goes back and puts on sweats. I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to make fun of your body. I'm not doing it. It's not fair to you. It's just
body shaming, man. Body shaming. It's 2025.
Yep,
You can't do this, Joel. You're going to get canceled right now.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about TPF, Texas Pinball Festival. So we always want to record an episode before TPF. TPF.
No, we gotta talk about Twippies first. You said that.
You're right. Twippies.
I want to talk about Twippies because there was two of us here that was nominated, and one of us just getting made fun of the whole time. And obviously, I just got made fun of. So you two knuckleheads.
How did you get made fun of?
I didn't make fun of you. Who made fun of you?
What?
Just because Monica makes fun of you every day
We
doesn't
felt
mean it's
more
our fault.
sorry for you than anything
No,
else.
I'm just being gaslighted. You just spent the past 5 minutes talking about my legs again.
Oh, I thought something would. No, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
no, I'm not talking about that. I don't care about being nominated and all that, except for like everybody that didn't nominate me. I already told them they're all dead to me. So the other ones were fine. But no, you guys did semi well. Because I honestly, I don't, except for a couple of the categories, I honestly don't know the results.
Okay.
I know the podcasting one because that was like a whole shit show on Facebook. I know Game of the Year.
Okay, we'll go through
outside
them.
of that, I don't know.
We'll go through them. What I was going to say is the Pinball Degenerates Award art this weekend. Maybe they added a sexiest leg category, and you might have a shot on that. You might.
Dude, I already have a Pinball Genie Award. That's all I need.
Yeah. Okay. So Twippies, I'm not going to go through every category, but essentially Jaws dominated. In pretty much every category. There was the Innovation of the Year was surprising. X-Men won that. The Danger Room is cool. I know that was one that did surprise me. That Flip Lock or Jaws, I think the 8-bit mode. I think Jaws was nominated for 2 innovations the year. But good on X-Men for winning that Innovation of the Year. Another big upset was Jaws won LCD. That's the first time that Jersey Jack hasn't won LCD. Usually Jersey Jack has won like best LCD and animations literally every year. They dominate that. And then, overall, it was a good showing. It was a good showing for Jaws. When it comes to creators, huge thank you to the people that voted. Flipping out, we got second for best video, and Tom, Fox Cities Pinball, got third. So we, out of the 3 of us, 2 of us are top 3 video creators in pinball. I'll just leave it at that. There's no need to say anything more, right? So I thank you. Thank you for anybody that voted for me. Tom, do you want to thank your unless
I was shocked I got nominated in the top 3, which was awesome. I mean, thank you.
Yes, and so they combined streaming and video creator into one category this year. So Carrie Hardy won best video creator. And then when it came to best content creator, best overall content creator, Flipping Out Pinball Stream, we got third. Carrie Hardy won that, and then it was the winner for second was it was like Pirate Princess Jess or something. It's somebody I don't know. I don't know them. So I'll have to look up their content. But yeah, anybody that voted on flipping out there, appreciate that. Triple Drain, when it came to podcasts, we got sixth. So appreciate everybody
working hard enough.
Everybody that voted on us there.
We got to put in the hours. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Saturday morning shows, Sunday night shows, Monday night shows, Thursday night shows.
No.
Pay-per-view event at the end of the month.
No, according to some.
Tom's OnlyFans is coming over as well. We're going to do that.
No, according to some people, the only way now to win Best Podcast is you have to own and operate an arcade and then get every one of your people to vote for you, right? Isn't that the only way that somebody can win?
What have I been telling you guys for the past 4 years? For the past 4 years, I've told you two knuckleheads that all it takes is just one company, one business to really want to win, and they will win. Like no matter what. If Stern really wanted to win everything, they would. You would just do a marketing campaign. If Jersey Jack really wanted to win a category, they could just do some marketing. If we wanted to do it, we could just do a shit ton of marketing. Like, there's nothing that prevents that from happening. What?
Travis's audio just cut in and out there a few times.
Did.
I don't know if that's going to make it. We'll see if that makes it to the final. Yeah. He was. Here's the deal.
You went like
guys,
this.
Yeah. Behind the
Doesn't
curtains,
matter.
I had a little technical difficulties before. Tom had some technical difficulties before. Travis was over here being all cocky. Oh, the only one of us that wasn't nominated for a video Twippy didn't have audio issues today. So
I did.
Let's see. Let's see.
45 minutes. Oh my God.
No, we're saying all this in jest. We're saying all this in sarcasm. Honestly, Kale and Rachel with Electric Bat Arcade, those are two of the nicest people in pinball. I have nothing but the utmost respect for them. The fact that they've made pinball literally their life and their livelihood, they deserve all the credit and love and appreciation that they get. So the fact that Electric Bat Arcade won Best Podcast, huge thumbs up, round of applause for them. They deserve it.
That doesn't shock me at all because they have so many supporters and they work their asses off 7 days a week, doing a location. So and it's one of the top locations in the entire world. Like there's nothing shocking that they're getting the fruits of their labor now.
But also their podcast, they are delivering a little bit. We'll see.
Oh my gosh.
What I'm saying, this is what I'll say. So Electric Bat Arcade, the fact that they actually release a lot of data that a lot of other podcasts don't, because they can talk about games on route, what's doing well, what's not doing well, what mechs are working. I mean, they just have a very interesting perspective compared to a lot of other podcasts out there, ours included, which is just our personal opinions and thoughts on pinball. So, a huge respect to them. What I'm going to do at this moment is I'm actually going to pause the recording to make sure that Travis's stuff doesn't keep breaking. So just a sec.
So is this fine?
So everything's great. Everything's great. Everything's perfect.
Good?
We are good.
We don't
know. Hit the button. For all the listeners, thanks for bearing with us. I don't know how much of that I'm going to cut, or I don't know how I'm going to edit that all together. But basically, what Travis discovered was somehow his computer was running on Wi-Fi because his kids unplugged his Ethernet cable. So, but here we go. We're back.
So lesson is never have children that don't tell you what they're doing around your gaming stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So where were we?
Were we on
Twippies or TPF?
I think we're good with Twippies. I think we're good on that.
Okay,
TPF, you did want to plug Thursday night, Thursday night before the Twippies. Go ahead and plug away, Travis. Karaoke.
Yeah, I got to bring up the thing.
So while he's bringing that up, there's a karaoke night. If any of the listeners want to join, go ahead, Travis.
I'm totally ready. If we're on the YouTube, Joel, edit this in, put it up. In front of us. If you can put up a picture of me and my body, you can definitely put up a picture of this poster. Anyway, so it's a karaoke party.
I will put up a picture. I'm not going to promise it's the picture you want.
Damn it. Okay. So there's a karaoke party down at TPF on Thursday night at Two Brothers Grill and Bar, which is at 8308 Preston Road in Plano. And that starts at 9:30. And it runs till like 1:30 or 2 in the morning. But it's like an annual thing that we do, karaoke party, that a group from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Hangar Pinball, they sponsor. We have like tables saved, put aside. So
Travis
come on
has
out.
a beautiful voice.
Oh
Nice. Nice.
I absolutely crush it. But it was a good time last year. There was like maybe 45, 50 of us there, I think, last year. And it's usually a full packed place too. So it's a lot of fun.
So if you're in karaoke and you're going to TPF Thursday night, do that. Yeah.
Even if
Can't
you're
wait
not
to
going to
embarrass
sing.
myself doing it.
Yeah, there you
perfect.
go. Tom
Yeah.
will be there. Joel, though, Joel's
I
ditched
won't.
us.
I'm not flying until Friday morning. So
It's fine.
Really?
But even if you don't sing, like still, you can come on out. You're not forced to sing. You can just hang out with us, chill out, have a drink, have fun, talk pinball, all that. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Joel. I appreciate it.
TPF. Well, this is our pre-TPF episode, so we usually like to roll through what to expect, what are you going to see, what are you not going to see. All three of us will be there. Please, if you see us there at TPF, come say hi. We'd love to talk to you. But yeah, let's just
And if
start
we look like we're confused for a minute, just ignore it.
Just lead, if you see Tom, just lead Tom back to the tournament area. You know, if
Yeah.
you see him confused, just
if I'm
turn him and lead
actively
him back.
playing a tournament game and you interrupt me, I might punch you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How about that? Okay.
He's
All
so
right.
aggressive.
Let's
He shakes
threaten
his
our
head.
audience. Let's threaten our audience. Yes. Yes. That audience
That's what
that
happens
we're
when you shave your
asking,
head.
the audience that we're asking to jump ship with us, you know, please, if you've subscribed to the new one, yes, just don't touch Tom when he's playing a pinball
That's how
game.
serious Tom takes his tournaments.
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
see Joel playing on a machine, just go up there and
Oh,
just
yeah.
shake the shit out of it
Touch
while he's playing.
away.
Yeah.
Touch away. Jeez.
Just give
Okay.
him a hug.
We
Just
were
watch
talking
him.
about Evil Dead.
We
I think,
were
before.
We were before Travis had technical difficulties. The one that was bragging about not. But
Okay.
now we've all done it.
All right. I will
61
spend 30
episodes and we're
No,
all
no.
still struggling.
I
Yeah,
will
that's-
spend 30 seconds on this. Have it, put it into the record.
I'm cutting it
Joel, who is the only one that didn't have any issues at the very beginning of this, as soon as we got into the room and we're just chilling out for like first 20, 30 minutes.
Travis, you did not have any issues
None.
until you had issues. You're right.
I
Okay.
wish.
So Evil Dead. Let's talk about Evil Dead. Tom has not played it. I've had this game in my house for a few days, so I have a few hours of play on it. Exactly, scares me. It's the only game I've ever borrowed from Zach where honestly I cover it in blankets. I fold the head down and I cover it. Like my kids have not seen it because I don't. They see that topper one time, and my son will be in our bed for weeks. So, with all that said, though,
I might be in my wife's bed for a week.
With all that said, the game is Franchi crushed it. Like the art on the game looks so beautiful in person. It looks and the topper is obscene in person. It's if you're looking on the video, once again the video on our YouTube channel, if you do look, you will see that this game is a few inches higher than the other ones. There was an issue. Nothing was flipping out. There was an issue with the delivery of another game. There was a missing leg, so they gave one of the Evil Dead legs. In the meantime, once again, nothing was flipping out there. So they made it right. So when this game appeared to me, it only had 3 legs, and we got creative. So we put 4 stern legs on it just so I could stream the game. So this game is currently on 4 stern legs, which is why it's higher. It's a wide body, so it just feels like an XL game in all areas. It's taller and it's
Could you
wider.
imagine you unbox the game and you're like,
There's
"Fuck,
3. Yeah.
There's only 3 legs. What do I
Yes.
do?"
But Travis, stuff happens. You know this. You work for a pinball distributor. Stuff happens.
Honestly,
happened.
here's what
Yeah.
I would do. I would run out, buy a bar stool, and just put it in the back of the
Well,
game.
I get it. I understand.
Put the
They
2
wanna play the
legs
game.
on.
Yes.
I mean, that would be
So-
my temporary solution. But anyways, go ahead,
Yes.
Joel.
They made it right, and I got creative to make this right. And this is so it's on stern legs, so it's taller. So I don't want any Evil Dead buyer to see this and be like, "What is that going to line up?" No, it'll fit well. Now this topper though will stand out in your collection because it's incredible. My wife also put 2 bobby pins in the hair for me because the hair was like all down in front of the face, and I was like, Nicole, can you like put her hair back. So I actually have a good picture. I'll add that picture now. I'll add that picture now of my wife
did she
putting
comb
bobby
it
pins
too,
in there.
or
I don't, she just kind of, but anyways, Evil Dead. Travis, you have played Evil Dead. What are your initial impressions of Evil Dead to let the listeners / viewers know what they should expect when they play it at TPF?
We're just the same as last week. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't right now. Between legs and bobby pins and
I know
Tom being in bed with his wife for a week. I mean, we're kind of all over the place right now.
Threatening our listeners to punch him in the face. Welcome to Triple Drain, everybody.
Hey,
this is
I share my fantasies with everybody.
I mean, we could really dive in on which part of all of that is your fantasy, but let's. Yes. Okay. All right.
That explains why he has so many kids.
Yeah. Okay. What I will say,
Joel's getting so let's stay on topic.
No, I just
Evil
I
Dead.
don't even know what to do at this point. We've
so
this
Evil
episode.
Dead-
I would say the episode's
viewers.
gone off the rails, but the episode. I don't know if the episode even started on the rails.
It's because it's Friday.
I know. Then
Like,
we've all had technical issues. We
thank
mixed
God
up
it's
our
Friday.
intro.
This is a 6th place podcast effort right here, guys. I'm super proud of us. Right now.
Yes.
So, what was your question, Joel? My
asked
initial
you
thoughts.
if you want to share more thoughts on Evil Dead before I do. You're welcome to at this point.
No, I mean, I just played a couple of games on it. It's fine. It was fun. It was a pinball machine. Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2. I mean,
Okay.
I think it's one of their more interesting games they've come out with. I'm more interested in this than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, than Looney Tunes. Sorry, I'm still trying to keep it together.
You're good,
Tom. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, that's all
That's
I got.
great. That's a solid review.
I will say I want to play it more at TPF. I want to play with you guys. I want to play it down there with, Bug or Luke by there. So that way, kind of like when they explained out Texas Chainsaw Massacre to us that one year, Joel, that way we can kind of get
super helpful.
Yeah, that way we can get more explanations, because I'm genuinely curious. It's horror. It's interesting because I watch a lot of it like on my downtime as movies, like always have since I was a kid. So I'm fascinated by it as a pinball machine, because obviously, it's a very niche thing of a niche thing that they've carved out. So I'm always interested to see how that can be integrated in. And Evil Dead is just such an interesting franchise, because I personally don't really like the first 2 movies. I've seen them several times, because I just, for whatever reason, I've just been in different situations to see it. But the third one, Army of Darkness, I really like that one. I really enjoy. But it's interesting because when you look at Evil Dead, if you watch the movie, if you've never watched it, you'll watch it. You'll be like, how the F can this be a pinball machine? Like, how do you even begin? I think that's the feeling everybody gets. So the fact that they figured it out, it seems like they figured it out, is like, to me, that speaks volumes about what they have going on there. Now, it may not be somebody's cup of tea if they're not into horror or into having, that type of topper in their basement, because they got to cover it up all the time like Joel does. But, there's obviously a group of people out there that thoroughly enjoy that. So that's good that they're able to create a product that serves that particular niche or that particular customer base.
I agree. There's what I will say with Evil Dead. I've only seen the first one. I actually watched it earlier this week. I need to watch the second one before I stream it next week. But if you're a fan of Evil Dead, you will. They did the property justice. Like they have, it's all there. The audio clips, the video clips, the art is on point. And then honestly, the way it's set up, you have 4 modes that are based off of the first movie. You have 4 modes that are based off the second movie, and the modes are awesome. They're story-based modes. Like, you are playing out a scene, you're playing out something that happened in the movie. So you're not living in the world of Evil Dead. Like, no, you're experiencing the situations that the people faced. I was very curious how horror was going to work in pinball, but honestly, one of the modes, you're being chased by evil, and you have to, at one point, you have to hit a bunch of shots, and then you have to hide. So you can hide in any of the areas that you can lock a ball, so the cellar or under the ramp, and then like the machine goes dark, and so you're focusing on the LCD where like Ash is like peeking out, and then there's like a jump effect. So it's like they really brought a lot of the theme. There's some of the modes there's this hacker up, I think hack 'em up or hacker up mode where you're hitting red shots, and it's the scene where the guy's using the axe to chop up this zombie like lady, and every time you hit a red shot, the knocker's going off. So like, not only do you see it on the screen, but the audio package is fantastic. You're hearing the chopping and the screaming. The screen, the game itself is crazy lighting effects, and then you have this knocker going off, making this knocking sound while you're hacking away. So long story short, just because I'm going to play this game a lot more, my brother and I had a blast playing this week. We're a sucker. I understand the three of us view pinball very differently. And I know you guys typically view games with the tournament mentality. You guys want to find a path. You want to find a repeatable, reliable way to points. So I understand that even D&D, we've had a lot of conversations about D&D of like, Travis has been tackling D&D in a different way than I do. Not all the time. I know you're doing because I know at home you do wizard modes, but I know
you got to remember, Joel, you're thinking of my own personal thing. I also have to actively think of it from an end consumer point, and the most end consumers are not tournament players. So like, I have to shut that off whenever I'm actually like formulating, okay, what is this game? Yeah. What does it mean? What does it do? What are the sounds? Like, that's truly how I judge it. Like, points or whatever, like, that's cool and all. But honestly, what we all have to do, we all want to make a certain amount of progress in the game, right? Some people want to get to a wizard mode. Some people just want to light a certain mode. Some people just want to play multi-ball, right? It's at different levels.
Yeah.
So I think that's truly like kind of the way that you look at it. But no, I agree. I think all three of us look at it from the standpoint of what is our priority when enjoying pinball.
Sure.
So for some people, it's absolutely blowing up a machine. For others, it's just trying to keep the ball above the flippers.
Yes. And I know, to me, I love pinball moments. I love the mini wizard modes are the unique experience with the game, something on the game that just stands out. And obviously, and then I want those moments. I want to be able to share those moments with friends and family or anybody else that step up to the game. So that's why I like, on a Godzilla, that my nephew of 8 years old can hit the building and see the building fall down, and he can experience that moment. But yet there's stuff in a game like Godzilla that's way deeper that are fun, enjoyable pinball moments for all three of us at all three of our different levels. What I will say with Evil Dead is this game is full of moments. There are so many mechs in the game, and they have different modes and different multi-balls that all highlight different mechs. And so I think my only complaint with the game right now is to see a lot or experience some of these mechs like the lower playfield. Right now, to get to the lower playfield, there's only a few modes that get you there. And the process of starting a mode is you have to hit a ramp and then hit under a ramp, which is easy. But to select your mode, it's somewhat random. You have to hit a captive ball to scroll through your mode. So it's like for the average Joe, if my wife came down and I wanted her to experience the lower playfield, we're kind of rolling the dice to see if we're lucky enough that she happens to get that mode to experience the lower playfield. So there's little stuff like that I'm curious how the game's going to progress. But as of right now, it seems like a very fleshed out game. All the modes are in the game. And we had an absolute blast playing it for 2 hours, and we're looking forward to playing it more. So if you have an Evil Dead on order, I honestly think you're going to enjoy this game. You're going to enjoy the game, and I highly recommend anybody at TPF to play it. Very unique layout.
Tom, are you going to play it?
It's great.
We can get you away from the tournament room. Okay, cool. Just so I make sure you don't have to punch anybody to get to it or anything. That's all.
If you're in line and I'm waiting too long, I might punch you.
So, but we'll just transition into TPF. I mean, that's essentially Spooky. Spooky Pinball is going to be down there. They're going to have Evil Dead there. I think they're bringing 10 or 11 of them. So there's going to be a bunch. So try to hop on them. What I will say, if you don't know what's going on, to start a mode, you're going to hit a white shot, and then you're going to hit under the right ramp. That's how you start your mode. Other than that, it communicates pretty well. What you need to do and how to do it to play the game. So big thumbs up. Make sure you make time to play Evil Dead. Let's transition to Stern. Stern Pinball, I'm assuming, will be mostly showing off Dungeons and Dragons. Probably Metallica, because Metallica, I would assume Metallica, Dungeons and Dragons, X-Men, Jaws will probably be there, Wick. There's going to be a bunch of games, but I would assume Dungeons and Dragons is going to be the main game they're going to be highlighting or having people play. There has been new code since I've played it last, but there's still most of the games there. There's still 2 final wizard modes that aren't in it, and 1 dungeon mode that I know of. But yeah, nothing crazy to report. I mean, maybe you guys have played it more than I have in the last 2-3 weeks, but anything else to report? Any new findings? Any new thoughts on D&D? Well, Tom, I haven't really heard your thoughts on D&D. What are
I haven't played it that much, to be honest, just because I've been gone so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have an opinion of it right now. It shoots fine, but I need to get deeper into the game.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I know Travis has made plenty of content.
Have you played it much yet, Tom? Like, how many games do you have on it so far?
Like, literally, I played like 5 or 10 games.
Oh,
I streamed it one night, and that's really all I had time for.
Did you stream it on location, or do you have one at your house?
Oh, it's right behind him. I just saw he's got the cube. That blue. That's
I
a blue
can't even
cube
see
right
it.
there.
Yeah, your guy's screen's so small I couldn't see it. Oh, okay. Well, crap. What are you doing talking to us? You should be playing pinball.
I know.
Yeah.
I've had other things going on too, but as far as
he's a busy man.
Were you at a tournament recently?
I was at a tournament. I ran a tournament. Well, I helped run a tournament. It wasn't me, obviously, but
the Whopper Chopper. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the Whopper Chopper was awesome.
Tom puts in the work, Travis.
Put in the work.
I'm aware.
Got to go to TPF in a weekend. I mean, there is like no time for anything.
Well, yes, play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know who all will be there. I assume Brian Eddy, maybe Dwight. I think Elizabeth Gieske. All those people have, obviously worked on the game. So if they're there, say hi to them, pull them aside. They'll be happy to talk to you about the game. I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm at a point. I mean, I've had people ask, they're like, "Do you miss it? What about this or that?" I really enjoyed my time with D&D. I feel like, being that I've played every part of the game right now, I don't actively miss it because I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. But I'll tell you, once they release the next wizard mode or the chance to unlock another character, I very much so want to play the game and keep chipping away at it and see how that game continues to flesh out. But yeah, I really had a lot of fun with D&D. But that's Stern. That's Stern. JJP, unless they're going to announce something in the next 3 days or whatever, I don't think JJP is going to have anything new at TPF. My assumption would be Avatar. It'll still be Avatar. I know CEs are finally being delivered to the customers, so maybe they'll have a CE on location or at the show. I don't really know. But yeah, if you haven't experienced Avatar, hopefully TPF will be a chance to experience that. Looking ahead, though, I do think a new JJP game is around the corner. The rumor is Harry Potter. And I think that's going to be big. Even if the game, it doesn't matter. Tom's joked around that he would have bought Rush if it had one pop bumper in the middle of the playfield, but it's true. There are people, Harry Potter's going to sell. It'll sell. It's going to sell regardless of what the game is. So it's going to be big. And I'm excited for JJP to see how that goes. I mean, once again, that's a rumor though. So if it's something else, it'll be what it is.
Harry Potter's a theme I really love, but I definitely want to see what's in the game and how it's coded. I've been really disappointed with like last year's coding for games. I kind of wanted to talk about that.
Of all companies?
Most games seem really behind on code, and where is it?
So if we're talking about last year's games,
so let's start with John Wick.
Yep. Where's the code?
That
AI
is
there's
lacking.
a game there.
Needs to get going.
But like, there's no wizard modes or anything. You can tell some stuff on the playfield isn't integrated.
Yeah,
it's just kind of weird. I Obviously, X-Men, they rushed out. D&D is got a lot of stuff going for it, but there's been known crashes and things like that. But yeah, I mean, speaking as a consumer, it's not a good feeling when you buy these games and they seem like they're left for dead, or at least you have to wait a year or two for the code to develop. So
yeah, it's definitely it's a unique thing in pinball that I'm kind of seeing, and I think I've talked to you guys about this off podcast before, kind of what the general flow of this is through the lifespan of a game. And I haven't really heard anybody else really put it into words, because I don't know, unless you actually work in pinball and sell the games, you really don't realize what's happening, like in the middle, at the beginning of a first run, in the middle of a first run, the end of it, the beginning of a second run, so on and so forth. But what I've noticed a lot, there is a lot of pushback there coming from people that want to see rules or call outs or just any type of software based feature a little bit further along than what it is out of box. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I know all the answers, because Joel and I talked about this last podcast. I have no idea what goes into coding a game or anything like that. But what I do see is what people's reactions are that are spending the money to buy these games early on and wanting to experience different parts of the game. And I fully am in the group that you need your first 10 minutes just to be super tight, like nothing but focusing on that, because that's what everybody on location is going to experience. That's what a home user is obviously going to experience. Anybody that hits the start button, that's what they experience. Now, what I've noticed is if that first 10 minutes isn't tight, the people that play the games are like, if they're part of a message board, Pinside, on a Facebook group, whatever, they're going to voice their opinion and they're going to let you know. And that's strictly the pinball enthusiast. Now, here's what happens afterwards. If somebody brand new to pinball discovers that this game exists, they're going to use this little search engine called Google, and they're going to look up information on it. And when all they run into is Pinside and a full thread of people bashing the game, or a full thread of, on Facebook, they look it up and they see people, talking about how, well, they're disappointed in this, or they're wondering where this is, or whatever. That's like, why would they want to go ahead and buy that game? Like, it makes it to where it makes it awfully difficult for a second run to actually happen. And discovery to happen 6 to 12 months down the road. It makes it very difficult.
Let's be honest. Consumers have a very first impression. When I go up and I play a game for the first time, I want to enjoy the experience. If I don't enjoy the experience, I tend not to want to go back to the game. So if the games aren't coded well, functioning well, it's a turnoff. And
that's all valid. What you're saying is all valid, because I've seen the same thing. Like, full transparency, I've seen the same thing with fun houses. Fun houses get out there, they don't work correctly. Yep. Guess what? That's going to piss somebody off. They're going to tell everybody. I guarantee you, I could go on Pinside right now and probably find a thread of somebody pissed off about that game. We could probably
Tom wrote it.
Yeah, probably.
No, I don't do Pinside that much anymore.
We could probably we could go anywhere and find something that somebody's pissed off about some game.
Oh, yeah.
And that doesn't mean at all that their opinion's invalid, but what Tom's saying is hitting the nail on the head. What really matters is how they're feeling emotionally about a game. And if you spend $7,000 to $13,000 on a game and you get it in and you're playing it, and you're enjoying it for the first 10, 20, 50 games, however long. But then when you keep playing it and you're kind of wondering, okay, what's next? Then you start talking with other people and you start getting other opinions. I mean, human nature, a lot of us, we will listen to opinions and it will have a formulation on what we think about something. Like, that will be our filter to what we're going to see. So it's like anything else. The 5 people you surround yourself with, or the 5 pieces of content creators that you usually consume, that's the filter that you're going to see a lot of things through. Whether it's right or wrong, that's what you're going to see. So I really do believe that for all manufacturers, like of course, build quality, that's number one. But number two is getting the code, like just really dialed in early on. Because if you get people praising your game that quickly and they're saying, oh, the code's great. Oh, yeah, this is excellent. Or, oh, this mode's really fun. They're going to post about that. They're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. And then new people that are looking up that game, that's all they're going to see. And they're going to feel good about that. They're going to feel good about looking down that road for that purchase. And Tom is like saying everything right now. He's preaching. This is exactly what is happening. Like down to the minute level. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I will say I understand I'm in a unique position because I have, these games I have a chance to play these games and just I have no financial connection to them. So it's not like I have this like guilt of like, did I waste my money or anything? I just have the game. But I know a lot after that first 2-hour stream. And what I mean by that is, if in a 2-hour stream, I feel like I've experienced the game, like to me, that's not a game I want to own. Like if I can fully experience the game in 2 hours, like, okay. Or like I want to leave that stream itching to play it more, to discover more. So mechanically there's an aspect of that, like X-Men. I love the mechanical aspect of X-Men. I love the kinetic satisfaction of shooting that game. But I know within the first stream, like, okay, all the modes are right there. You can pick whatever one you want, so it's very easy to play all the modes because they're all available. And then you beat 2 of them and you're in the future, and it's like, well, check the box. Like, it's like I experienced. So you said, Travis, it's important that first 10 minutes is tight. My issue with X-Men is anybody can experience that first 10 minutes easily, but then that's it. Like, that's all they have. And
there's a difference between experiencing it and is it tight enough to where it emotionally connects you to where you're like, true, I want to do that again. Yeah. That's the difference. That's the replay. Yeah, like anything's going to have a 10-minute experience. We could go on any game and have that. Are we going to want to keep having that experience? And that's in pinball. I always talk to you guys about, you need these mini hooks, right? It's just like content creation. You need a hook to convince somebody that they want to plunge the ball. You need a hook to convince somebody that you want them to hit a certain shot. And you use that hook through call outs, through light, through just like a fun, like connection, right? Mm-hmm. Flippers to whatever shot flow you have. And that's like super important. I mean, human nature is we're going to go back to what feels good. We're going to go back to what makes sense. And that's why we all have games, right? And anybody listening to this could probably understand what we're about to say, that multiple people that have multiple games in their collection, there's always going to be 1 or 2 that you always go back to.
Sure.
Right? It's like Old Faithful. You're going to go back to it. It's a good palate cleanser. That's a sign of a solid game for you. And that game could be anything. Like, so for some people, it could be Wick. For some people, it could be X-Men. Some people, it could be Evil Dead. Some people, it could be Galactic Tank Force. I don't know. People have different, different opinions, different wants. But I think that's really the key. And like when I think of pinball, I think of, okay, how can I make it to where somebody plays the game and they enjoy it the way that we want them to enjoy it? Because the behavior we encourage, right, is the behavior we're going to get out of somebody. Like, that's what they're going to do. And so I'd rather encourage the behavior to keep coming back, to want to play different modes, to want to do different stacks, to want to hear different sounds, to explore the game. Because I think that's where you get your money's worth right there.
I think you've explained that well, because I'm thinking back on like, okay, if I step up to a game at TPF that I've streamed, it's like, what is it that I want to experience? Like, what is it that I'm missing? So if I, which modes in D&D do I want to play? Because I miss playing those modes, or which dungeon, or which multi-ball, or same thing with X-Men. And I think honestly right now, there isn't in X-Men, when I streamed it, there isn't any mode that stood out to me in a way that I like, oh, I can't wait to play that mode again because of whatever. And yeah, Wick is similar. I think I was so confused while playing Wick. I liked the layout, but it's just like I really didn't know at the time. The modes really weren't coded in a way that there was no information on the LCD to tell me what I was supposed to do. So the modes are forgettable because I never understood them. So I understand that hopefully games like those the code can really get fleshed out. Well, I think of some of my other games that I do miss where it's like, yeah, I can't wait to step up to play this, to experience that. And that's something that I know my brother, when we finish streaming, my brother, he's above a novice, but like he doesn't like dive into rules. But he was locked in on Evil Dead. And honestly, the reason I'm excited to play it more is because all these modes have 2 phases. So it's like you can get pretty far into a mode and then you realize, oh, there's more there. Like there's a whole nother phase to experience. So some of these modes have already stood out to me, and it's the beginning phase. Like I want to dive back in to experience the full mode. Now I fully trust the two of you guys are good enough players. You could, when you guys probably play this at TPF, you'll probably beat the whole mode. You'll beat every phase. But yeah, you want that hook. You're saying, yeah, which games have really hooked me? Pinball moment or modes or something of like, why am I pushing the start button again? Why do I want to play this again?
Yeah, well,
go deeper. Yeah.
And I think too, where people tend to kind of go sideways on it is they get so enamored with a mech, right? And a mech can be cool. It can be a central part of a pinball machine, but how does that gel with everything else that you're trying to achieve in that game? What's the fusion of it with the light show, with a sound, with a rule? Otherwise, it's just a mech that just moves or catches the ball. But yeah, that looks cool. But we could also go see that at our local science museum doing something like that, right? You have to add everything else into it.
Sure.
Yeah, it's got to make sense for the game.
Yes.
And the flow of the game and the story or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you can't just arbitrarily put mechs in a game and think it's going to be great. It doesn't necessarily make a game great.
Yeah. It's only great, Tom, and you guys remember this because we were all novices once. It's only great to the people that are basically within their first 6 months of pinball, or they're super brand new, never seen it before, because it's the first time they've ever seen it. They're like, oh, this is really cool. But then when you start understanding how you can control the flippers, there's different rules, there's different manufacturers, there's different layouts, then that novelty tends to wear off a little bit. And then you look at the additional layers on top of it. And that's kind of the key. Like we could probably all let's do this because I want to include you two in on this. Like what's the one game like in the past 5 years that you guys could think of that did have like a really cool mech to it? Like any game to where you're like, oh, that's really cool. That was super enjoyable. I want to keep doing that. Just anything, any manufacturer past 5 years.
You said 5 years.
We could say ever if you want to. We could say ever.
Well, the two, there's, if I really thought about it, there's probably better answers, but I know just like playing Jaws, I really enjoy, I really love the flip lock mech. And I love the upper playfield, getting to the upper playfield and trying to do it. Like that's something that never got old. And then the other one that actually popped in my head, which is probably because it's the only thing that I miss about the game, but Toy Story, the Duke Kaboom ramp. The Duke Kaboom ramp was such a fun mech in my mind. Oh, I'm thinking that's the other thing with Jaws. The having the moment where the fin pops up, and having to hit that is an enjoyable moment that everybody that played that game liked. But the Duke Kaboom ramp is the one mech, and I know it's nothing crazy, but it's like if I stepped up to Toy Story right now, that's the only thing that I miss, and that's the only thing I want to experience again. Like I want to hit that ramp.
Right.
But what about you, Tom?
What about hitting that ramp? Because if we just put like a little jump ramp in the middle, like on a whitewood, and say, yeah, hit it, you're going to be like, okay. But like what else attached to that made you feel like, okay, I want to keep doing this?
Well,
like, what else is there?
It's not always there. And so it's only for particular modes. You got to hit a particular shot and you get one shot at it. So if you miss it, it's an experience. You miss, it's like, crap, I gotta hit the shot. Oh, here's my chance. Boom. And there's buildup. Same thing with the fin on Jaws. Like that fin's not always up. It's not just a stand-up target. It's moving. It's a moment. Take your shot. Try to hit it. Yeah.
That right there is a prime example because you're emotionally invested to completing it. That's the key.
Yeah.
The game can get you to do that through any way that the mech moves, through any sound that you have, through any reward that you have for doing it. That's like the key. That's the full package. Right, sure. Tom, what's yours?
I was just going to say the fin on Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay, and prime example here. Besides just hitting the fin, Tom, like what else is associated with that? Like, what do you do in order to even bring the fin up?
Well, you start a multi-ball or like complete your encounter jackpot. I mean, that's like, once that comes up, like you play Scars and you're hitting all the shots and all of a sudden that fin pops up. You just want to nail it, you know?
Yep. And there you go. And it pops up red. You kind of, you see things change a little bit.
The visual cues, the sound cues, like when the multi-ball progression starts and it's like, kill it, shoot it now, like that's an exciting moment in pinball right there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like truly like once you unlock this part in your brain, and for the listeners out there, viewers, like think about that one mech like you really, really like, and think about it outside the box of it's not just because of what the mech is, it's the things that add on to it, the surrounding atmosphere. And that's really where you get the winners right there. Like that's what stands out so much more than everything else. And when the lights, the sound, the rules around that can be excellent, then that makes like the tight game, right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
So when we look at, we could take X-Men, for instance, right? Like, why is it not jiving with some people? Like, why do people not like the X-Men hand or the Sentinel hand just like crashing down the ramp and the ball just like shooting down the middle or, whatever? Like, what about that isn't appealing to people?
Because it's not rewarding when you hit a shot and a ramp breaks and the ball goes down the drain, your ball ends.
Yeah, it hurts you more than helps you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know I've said that before. But it's just a frustrating thing. Like I made a shot. Oh, it just killed me.
Yeah. And there you
that's
go.
Not cool.
And that may not, right. And that could be prevented by not just allowing the mech just to do that. And that's it. There could be a whole mode tied into that you're actually battling the Sentinel, but you have a ball save on while that's happening. So you don't feel nearly as like honey-dicked at the time that the ball's just shooting down the lane. Like, there's ways that you can work around that.
Very true. Very true. And that would maybe make that mech more appealing and fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like, it could be a cool mech. Obviously, Jack
I'm
put it on the
battling
game.
a Sentinel.
Yes, obviously Jack put that in for it to be cool. Like, right? That's why it's there. Now it just needs to be implemented. Like, there's too much time in that game. If you play it, it feels like obviously it's not random. There is indications, but for 95% of the people, it's going to be random. Like they're not going to see the visual cue or the audio cue.
They won't see the light on the hand. Yeah.
Right. They won't know.
Well, I do like X-Men, but I think it's because of the shots. But I think somebody made the comments of like, oh, cool. So shots, they either said shots or ramps are the new mech. And it's just there's kinetic satisfaction when the ball is whipping around in a unique way. But I understand what you're saying that if the mechs in the game aren't special, if they don't make a moment, if they don't bring you in, if it's just there, if it's just a bash toy that's always there, you can bash it whenever you want.
All right, prime example here, Joel.
Oh, I'm ready.
The spinner on Evil Dead. What do you think about it?
So the spinner on Evil Dead, it's right up the middle. You can hit it all day long. But the one reason I like it is because the audio cue is a chainsaw. So when you hit it, it's like it makes you smile. It makes you laugh.
There you go.
Every time.
Something so simplistic.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You can really draw it out. AIQ does that also with the spinner on the left, the Hulk spinner where the gamma spins.
Yep.
That right there. Yes. And that's like the whole package coming together.
Gamma ray. When the gamma ray goes off, it's like, I got to hit this thing. Like
every team out there is capable of doing this. Every single team out there is capable of doing it. It's just a matter of taking what is usually in every pinball machine, right? Could be a pop bumper, could be a sling, could be something like, okay, D&D, like Elizabeth coming up with the stealth slings, like that's something unique. A sling is on every single game. And now it's like, okay, I don't want to hit it because I want to, not alert the guards, or I could be like Tom and I want to punch the shit out of it. So I'm just going to hit the slings anyways. And I'm going to go for it. So
that's a good point. She made a mech she made that mode make a mech. You're right. The slings are in every game. It's so nobody ever considers that a mech to like talk about or be excited about.
Right. That made it exciting.
They made it exciting.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
Iron Maiden did the same thing with the second Tomb Award when the slings become worth like 250,000 or something
super
like that.
Slings or something like that.
Yeah. So now you're like, oh, I want to get Mummy Multi-Ball or Trooper with this. So and put 2 or 3x so I can keep something going. That's what really meshes things together. It makes it feel really good to even just do the simple things. Like that's the key.
I think that would be a fun activity to do is to sit down with, look at each individual pinball machine and let's break down, every mech, whether it's spinner, drop target, stand up target, anything. And it's like, is that piece of hardware at some point bringing like a value or like bringing an experience to this game?
That's game theory 101, game building 101. Like I truly feel like if I was designing a game, which I'm not, I have no idea how to. I'm just telling you my mindset to it. Maybe you guys have the same mindset. Maybe I have a different one. If I'm building a game, I want a reason for everything to exist in that. And I want to try to make it doesn't have to be the star of the show, but I want it to chain together with something else to where it makes total sense for it to be there. And it makes a player feel like, okay, it belongs. Instead of having a shot or a certain piece of equipment or whatever that just is like, okay, why is this here? Why do I want to shoot this? I want to avoid that. I just want to hit this instead. It's like there's going to be a hierarchy of priority anyway of everything. But you still want it to piece together. And that's just proof right there. Like some people have figured out how to make slings fun. Some people have figured out how to make pop bumpers fun, like Godzilla, the saucer, right? Yeah. That you hit that pop bumper. It starts a freaking multi-ball, Rick and Morty figured it out, like on the Spooky game, right? That was interesting.
Or even I was gonna like TNA. TNA has one pop bumper, but the fact that the light show goes nuts and the shaker motor goes off every time you hit it, it makes it it's that mini moment of just like it scares you.
Think about that. We're talking about a game with a pop bumper making like a standout moment, a pop bumper.
Yeah,
like we figured out slings, spinners, pop bumpers. There you go.
You can do it. Yeah, that's a good
those
point.
mechs are there. Yep.
That's a.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, that's a good TED Talk. Yeah.
So sorry, everybody, I started that, but
no, Tom was right.
Actually, Travis and Joel made me feel better. So
no, I think Tom, I think you hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of people feeling that way, and rightfully so. And I mean, it's like anything else. I think everybody in the pinball industry wishes that they could bring out a game that's like 100% polished, 100% done.
Well, obviously, I understand that, the games aren't going to come out 100%, but it just seems like some of these games are just forgotten.
Yeah, you're just saying you want the meat medium rare when it comes out. You don't want it rare. Yeah, that's all you're saying. Yeah.
It's tough. I understand that's tough, especially, with like Stern. They're still on 3 cornerstones a year. Rumor is they're going to throw in a remake as well. I mean, they're trying to put out a lot of product. And I actually had that thought. I'm not just here to talk up Evil Dead, but it's like there's a difference when you have a company like Spooky or a company like Barrels of Fun where the entire company is focused on one project for a year and a half. And I understand Stern has design teams, so that design team has one project for 15 months, maybe, a year and a half. But there's just something about when it's like when an entire company can put everything they have into one and focus in on one game. That's why I was super impressed when Labyrinth came out. The game was essentially complete. But yet the team was actively participating in streams and adapting and adjusting the code based off of how they're seeing people play. And then I'm seeing that with Evil Dead. Like Evil Dead, sure, I don't think the Final Wizard mode's in the game, but like it feels like a very fleshed out game. And I know Bug and Luke and others are actively watching the game and reacting and tweaking. So
I'm excited to play Evil Dead. I want to check it out for sure.
You did use the right phrase though, and that's the key. A game can be completely unfinished as long as it feels like there's something there. And when you feel like there's something there, then the game's on the right path. It's when a player doesn't feel that something is there. Because if you don't feel like it's there, you're going to tell everybody about it. Right. But if you feel like something's there, you're going to tell everybody about that too. And it kind of gives coverage, for the future updates and future tweaking and all that.
Yeah. Well, we need to keep moving. I know.
Let's keep
Joel,
moving.
We killed a
us
lot of
moving.
time. We killed a lot of
TPF,
time
baby.
doing all of our tech issues. What I was gonna one of the big reveals, and I don't have 100% confirmation on this, but there's a very good chance that Multimorphic will have their next game at TPF.
Which
they've
is
had a new
rumored
game.
to be Portal, correct?
That's the rumor. The
That's
rumor
the
is
rumor.
Portal. They have announced that Brad Albright is the artist. They've announced
Nice.
that, and then they also announced, I think it's Ian Heroin. Harrower.
Harrower. I have
Nailed it.
I have a hard
Nailed
time
it.
pronouncing it. Ian, I'm trying. Sorry, bud.
He's either the game designer or the program. He's highly involved. So they've already announced. So these are two new additions. Brad Albright, his art is fantastic. So new additions to the game. They have not announced what it is. I do know Loser Kid. Loser Kid's been doing a lot with Multimorphic in the last few weeks. Feel free to check out their content if you're curious about it. So I would assume, watch them. I will assume they'll be involved in the reveal in some way. But yeah, I mean, we're talking, I'm going to be at TPF exactly a week from now. So sometime in the next few days, that will be announced. So we really don't have much to say. Otherwise, play it. If you've never played a P3 system, it's a unique experience all around. I do think every game that they've released is getting it's only getting better in my opinion, or they've improved upon it. With all that said, the system is 10 years old at this point. So I'm curious how far they're going to push it. If there's another iteration of the system coming, I don't know. There are questions there, but
I think the only way to go from right now, if you're not doing a new system and you're keeping with that, that older system or just the P3 system in general, I think it's figuring out a way to get the mechs, the playfield, or anything to do with the module in front of the scoops a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like,
so what?
Which goes against what their bread and butter is, which is that interactive LCD screen or whatever you call it, the screen in the middle, right? But I feel like,
saying, okay.
Yeah, I feel like you got to get some mechs in front of the scoops there. Like you got to get some shot paths going on that has to go beyond just the screen interacting with the ball.
Yeah,
like that's kind of what I'm hoping to see with this next one. Like I feel like we're going down that path, right? We can't always stick to the upper 1/3 of the playfield. I think there's got to be a way to put something there to where it does come in front of there. Like I think Heist kind of did that with the crane. Yeah.
But it's not a permanent mech. It's not like a mech that resides on top of the LCD screen.
I'm talking about something that's modular. Like if they could somehow figure that out, I think that would be a unique enough value prop that would make a game stand out a little bit more.
We will we'll definitely have to report back on that. That's the one that I can think of. That's the one new game I'm really confident will be there. Barrels of Fun.
You don't think Barrels of Fun will have a game? I don't know.
Barrels of Fun is being tricky.
Out to people.
Barrels of Fun is being tricky. They are Texas based. What I'm saying they're being tricky is if you go to the TPS website, you can see the game list. And right now the game list for Barrels of Fun is question marks. So I think it's highly probable that Barrels of Fun's next game will be there. Somebody told me the rumor is Dune or something else. There were two things they said.
I've heard Dune and Goonies.
Dune and Goonies.
The rumored titles.
I have no comment, but
I have no idea. But
so I don't know.
Those are the rumors I heard.
I personally am a fan of
Dune.
Let the
rumors fly.
But we will see.
Yeah.
We will see what happens. Either way,
March 21st, Joel. They're doing a seminar at 7 to 8. So
okay. So
why would you be doing something on Labyrinth that's been around already for
So let's lock it in then.
I'm just saying,
Barrels of Fun, baby.
Barrels of Fun should have something new.
But yeah, I'm just saying there's question marks, there's all that. But yeah, the Dune and Goonie stuff, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I just know personally I was thoroughly impressed with Labyrinth when we streamed it and had it here, and the game came out the gate very fleshed out, well done. And I know it's David Van Ness and the rest of that company. I mean, I was really impressed with Labyrinth all around. So whatever the next release is, I think we're going to be in for a good time.
Let me ask you this, so I don't give away anything. What's going to be your reaction if it's not Dune or not Goonies? Like,
whatever.
would you be happy about that, or you'd be like,
No,
Depends on what the
like,
theme
I'm
is.
interested. I'm just wondering, are you guys all in that it has to be Goonies or it has to be Dune? Like, you're
no,
like,
because
this
those
is your
themes
rush or
really
whatever.
don't do anything for me. Like
Okay.
my son would go crazy if it was Dune. But
Okay.
like to me those themes just don't hit home with me. So
Dune.
now if it was Rush, no, just kidding.
Yeah, they're gonna redo Rush.
He needs another Rush game. Dune for me, I loved the movies. So it's like if they had movie aspects, but really they have to have the sound. They have to have the sound.
Joel. I remember.
Man. So that to me, it's like if it was Dune, there's so many. Well, they need this, this, and this, and if they don't have those, then yes, I would be let down. But if it's not Dune, that's fine. I came away from Labyrinth as a theme is not a theme that I love or particularly care for, but I loved everything else about the game. I thought the game itself was really fun. My brother talks about Labyrinth all the time, wishes we had the game. So I've just always been excited for whatever Barrels of Fun's next game is. The first one was so good. I have confidence the second one's going to be a blast. So I'm very open-ended on, whatever the theme is, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it is.
So that's essentially the only two that we are really aware of that will be presenting a new game.
Yeah.
Or we don't know for sure Barrels of Fun, possibly just based on looking at the website.
Speculation.
Right. Multimorphic, we're just guessing because they usually do that every TPF. Like last year was Princess Bride. So yeah. It's a lot different than a couple of years ago. You guys remember the insanity of like, what was it, 2023 with like Foo, Pulp,
7 games. It was
Godfather.
I think it was Godfather, Pulp Fiction, Foo Fighters,
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
We've said JJP. We're not expecting anything new. Stern is going to be a lot of D&D. Spooky, we've talked about Evil Dead. Multimorphic should have something. Barrels of Fun should probably have something. American Pinball at this point, I don't think they're going to show anything new. I don't even know where they're at as a company. I don't even know if they're going to have a booth. I don't know what's going on. Haggis is dead.
You don't realize what they're doing right now? American Pinball, they changed into I think like a manufacturer now, like
they're making
a contract manufacturer. Yeah.
CGC has announced on their website. It shows on their website. It says Cactus Canyon with Saloon Mech. So this is this has been the rumored / somewhat shown new addition to Cactus Canyon remake, which is behind me. That they're adding saloon doors in front of Bart. And there's like 1 or 2 other little things. So if that's the case, hopefully the goal of having them at TPF is to have people play the heck out of them for 3 days. And if the mechs survive and look good through all that testing, hopefully they're at a point to actually start selling these upgrade kits with the Lyman 2.0, the Josh Sharp 2.0.
Does that
code.
include the code with it? Is that what they're
it's
going
got to.
with?
Because if they're going to add a mech, there's nothing in the current code that would recognize the mech.
That is wild that a new mech's getting added on. Because that game came out November of 2021.
It's been a little while.
Like November of 2021. And we're in 2025.
So I know
wild.
The big rumors with CGC are obviously we're waiting on that kit. They're actually pumping, they're building Pulp Fiction's the LE version, the higher version is people are already getting those. I'm assuming they'll have Pulp Fictions there. People are waiting for them to officially announce the Medieval Madness remakes. Like, hey, put in your money now. We're ready to sell them. I don't think we're going to see that at TPF. Maybe I'm wrong. What other companies am I missing? Turner Pinball will be there. Turner Pinball is making stuff. They're shipping games, so I'm assuming people will have another chance to play Ninja Eclipse, which is fun. I'm gonna offend somebody because I'm forgetting them. I know. Well, Dutch or Pinball Brothers gonna be there, and if so, what would they? What would they have?
I'm not seeing a Dutch or a Pinball Brothers on there.
Because Dutch has wrapped up Big Lebowski, and I think they have moved on to Alice. So maybe there'll be an Alice there. Maybe, I don't know.
You think that that other smaller Alice pin, like the little the little mini one's gonna be there?
The
The Kickstarter one. Yeah, the one with the mini
know.
ball and
I don't think there were. I don't know.
the pop
I don't
bumpers
think
that
so.
make the air balls go and all that.
Yeah.
You don't think so? Kudos to
What a-
them for finishing that Kickstarter, though.
Yeah,
They raised like 500,000. There's a lot of people that want mini pinball.
Well, hopefully it all gets fulfilled.
Well, it's customer funded, so or consumer funded, so why not? That's always worked in pinball.
I don't know. I feel like I'm missing somebody. So if I'm missing somebody,
who
I'm
do you think
sorry.
you're missing?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
always the I've kind of rolled through the big ones.
On the exhibitor list, American Pinball is on there, but on the actual seminars and all that, I'm not seeing them, but I do see that Stephen Bowden's going to be doing a X-Men rules seminar with Mike Vinacore. So he's like presenting a Stern game. So I don't know if this exhibitor list is updated. If American Pinball's actually going to be there.
I don't think American has any employees that would present at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get surprised and it'll be a new pinball.
You've already
that
said
just reveals,
Chicago Gaming. I'll go through it for you. You said Chicago Gaming, Jersey Jack. They're going to be there. Multimorphic. Ramps Pinball. That's the other one. There you go.
Road
I
trip.
see that one. Road trip.
Yep. I have not played that, so that'll be new for me.
Well, I'm gonna make sure you play it, Joel. You're gonna experience all the ramp fun. Spooky, of course, we said Stern.
Yeah.
And Turner. I mean, that's everybody. That's everybody on the list.
So really, it's. I mean, me personally, I'm excited to play the two new games. The two, which hopefully is Barrels of Fun and hopefully Multimorphic. Otherwise, there's going to be an opportunity to play a lot of other stuff. And then looking ahead, I mean, we talked about last time, like looking ahead, rumored Harry Potter, Stern's going to be rolling out with another game probably in the next 2 months. Yeah. We're just going to have to wait and see. There's a lot
Which
of
one? What do you think? What would you want to release first? If you're a Jersey Jack, do you want to release Harry Potter before the Stern Cornerstone, or do you want to wait till after an Elwyn game releases?
I would release before. I think
I would too.
I would release
personally.
before all day long, especially if you have Harry Potter. You're going to get a lot of sales just off the name alone. But sure, there will be people that'll be holding their money to wait for both releases and then try to pick which one they want to commit to. But I think you're going to lose. Elwyn is Elwyn. I think for people, there's going to be a lot of people that pull the trigger on Elwyn, and then they're not going to have the money.
It's kind of weird too.
JJP.
I truly wonder if somebody announced their game before the next Stern, like whether or not the pinball enthusiast crowd would be kind of frozen up just to wait anyway. So maybe that leads to like other people wanting just to wait out Stern. It could be like a game of cat and mouse. Like, can you imagine that standoff? Like everybody's like, are you going to announce first? Or are you going to wait? Like, how's this going to go?
It's a great point. I don't know. Luckily though, we have two big hitters. Like if it's Harry Potter is going to be big regardless of what the game is. And then Elwyn is Elwyn. Elwyn, it's going to be big. So it's luckily I would feel a lot worse if it was, Harry Potter versus some new designer at Stern that's never released anything. You're like, good luck.
Nah, if you're Stern, you're rooting for Jersey Jack to hit it out of the park. Like you want Harry Potter to be great. And the reason why is because that will just draw new people into pinball. And Stern has the biggest active catalog there is. So why would they not want that?
Yeah, once you get one. That is something I've been seeing that more and more. Obviously, Travis, you know that. Well, you guys have been in the hobby a long time. That your friend group and people you hang out with, you've seen their collections go from like, what's pinball to all of a sudden they have 10. But even in my local friend group, it's like there was a guy that I think he got a golden tee, and then now he's like 3 pins in. It's just like. Everything after that, I keep hearing his name more and more of. Oh, he's interested in that. It's like, dang, he's really he's all in.
People go down the rabbit hole.
My last shill for Evil Dead is now that my friend group knows that I have this game. I had a husband and wife come over. Derek and Jenny came over yesterday during the day, and then my other buddy Chris came over during the day to play this, and all three of them left like. We're gonna have to buy this.
You have friends that visit you in the middle of the day on a weekday.
Yeah, I work from
He
home.
works from home.
I work from home.
Do you guys just like all get in your golf carts and just drive to each
No.
other's house? Is that what it is?
One's
This
a
is like this
one's
golf
a
cart
doctor,
private chat.
One's a
Oh.
doctor, and he does weird hours, and then
There we go.
the other-
There we go, Tom.
yeah, he just happens to have like his shift. He always has one of the weekdays.
Does
off.
he have
Imagine being a
spinners on
doctor.
his? Yeah, I imagine
Nobody
that.
came over. There was nobody who came
Does
over.
he have
in a golf
spinners
cart.
on his golf
They came
cart?
over- No,
No?
no.
Does he have like a boombox or like a sound
LEDs
system?
on the golf cart.
Yeah,
I
that'd
don't.
be
I don't
like
think they
underneath
have,
lights,
I don't
like
think they
Fast and
have
Furious golf cart.
carts. But what I was saying,
bullshit, Joel. You sent me pictures of your golf cart the other day. I know this.
I have a golf cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
We putz around the neighborhood all the time. Me and the dog. It's great. No, I was just saying. I was really impressed with their
Let's go.
yeah, their initial impressions were they were blown away by it. But all right, I think that's it. TPF. Besides that, eat barbecue. Talk to everybody there. Everybody that there is passionate and loves pinball. So say hi. Make some friends. And if you see any of us or any of the other content creators you like, feel free to say hi. There are people from the industry there. You know, there's a chance that if you're standing in line playing a game, one of the employees may have been the designer of that game that's standing right next to you. So, you know, be social, engage with others, and you're probably going to make some friends and meet some really, really cool people. But yeah, I love TPF. It's going to be nice. It'll be warm. Should be a really good time. So I'm looking forward to that. Besides that, we can probably start wrapping it up. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about or mention?
We could give a quick shout out to Raymond Davidson for winning Pin Masters this past weekend. And then what else happened here?
Zoller won the
Zoller
whole
won
thing.
nationals. Yeah, Jason
Yep.
Zoller.
Yep. And then
Tom won 7th place.
Oh yeah.
Tom won 7th place
yeah,
at Tuesday. What is it, Flipper Frenzy? So
Yeah,
big
that was
set.
awesome, Tom. He's got the
Thanks.
plaque to prove it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. No, Pin Masters was a lot of fun to watch, though. If you guys haven't watched it yet, and you're into tournament pinball, go back and I guess it's still on Twitch with Backhand Pinball. Tom, is that who it's with?
Yes.
I think
Backhand
Okay,
pinball.
So go check that
Did an
out.
excellent job.
Yeah,
Streaming
no,
all weekend.
Well, especially Saturday night. The Saturday night stream was awesome because it was you, Tom, and Bowden on
Yep,
commentary.
and Ron Hallett Jr. too.
Well, he showed up eventually, yes. But I think it
Right.
was just you two for the portion I listened to. And that was by far one of the most entertaining / informative commentary boosts I've heard. Because it made
Thank you.
Colin's game on Sea Witch that much more fun. Just what was happening and everything. So it's I fully believe that was like a clinic in showing commentary that's digestible for people. Because I mean, I've told you this before, Tom and Joel, I don't know, Joel, if you watch tournament streams or not, but
He doesn't.
it drives me.
sometimes.
It just we're all amateurs when it comes to that, but it drives me up a wall when a player just does nothing but talk about themselves, or a commentator does nothing but talk about themselves, or they critique everything, or just nonstop, or they're using derogatory words towards them. I'm just I get it. You want to give some critiques, but there's just a tactful way to do it that
Right.
makes it fun and engaging and not just cringe inducing. And Tom, you guys nailed it. There's plenty of teams out there that do it, but I just want to definitely commend you for
Thanks.
how that went. You guys had a good flow in what was happening. So that was a lot of fun.
Steve's awesome at commentary, and I just fill in. He makes it easy. Let's put it that way.
You both
I was having
genuinely
fun. That was
right. That's what I mean.
know,
You both genuinely felt like you guys were having fun. That was the difference.
We were
You
having fun, and commentating on the action, and it's just it's easy. It's easy.
Awesome.
You just gotta
Joel?
love it.
Yeah.
And
No, I
Joel's
know.
done it before.
I love
Joel
it.
did it at Expo.
Joel does it. Yeah.
I love it. Hopefully I'll have a chance to do it some more at TPF.
Are we supposed to do it at TPF, Joel?
I think Jamie had reached out to me and he said he wants to get us on the schedule. So
Final
he didn't
four.
reach out to me.
Because
Oh,
he knows you're going to be in finals,
Yes.
Tom. He knows you're going to be in finals. That's why.
Right.
All right, we'll have to do one round, Joel. I think we can do it.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I
You can
feel
teach
bad
me how
for
to
the-
do Red Line Mania again
I
on every
feel
game.
horrible for the group because we're going to break everything I just said I don't like about commentary. So
No,
it
that'd be
is
great.
what it is.
If they have a telestrator, that's all I need. I
I think
I love it.
I think just
have a
as
lot of fun doing
long
it.
I can handle commentary as long as I know that the people are having fun and they're genuine about it. Like whether
Cool,
they're
yeah.
busting balls or something like that. Like that's what Levy cracks me up.
Right.
I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. And I know he's like totally over the top with everything, but it's kind of like just seeing that character play over the top, that everything is just the most crucial game 9 of IFBA thing. It could just be like some podunk tournament. That's what, like stuff like that. If somebody's excited and they're genuine about it, like that's like I'm able to digest what's happening there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, it'll be fun. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Friendly reminder for the people that skipped the very beginning of the show. We are no longer going to be part of the Pinball Network. So please, on your podcatcher, whatever it is, search Triple Drain Pinball Podcast. You will see there is a separate show. Please follow and subscribe to that show. Same with YouTube. I will put the link in the description. If you're watching this on the Pinball Network channel, we have created our own YouTube channel. Please migrate over there, like, subscribe, all the things. So hopefully we just don't want to lose anybody. This might be the last episode on the Pinball Network. We may have one more as another friendly reminder, but yes, we don't want to accidentally miss anybody. So that, yeah, we have full intentions of making plenty more content. 60 episodes in, looking forward to having many, many more. Yeah, but let's plug it up. Travis, plug away, man.
Yeah, you guys can find me right here on the Triple Drain Pinball Podcast and now over on the YouTube Triple Drain and also on my work, the Pinball Company YouTube, where we do like tutorials and all that. And you can also find me in the gym doing calf raises.
Perfect. Tom, go for it.
I will be here on Triple Drain and Fox Cities Pinball. So,
Yeah.
We got a lot of tournament streaming coming up over the next couple of months, so it's going to be exciting.
That's awesome. And yes, and I am Joel. You will find me on the Flippin' Out YouTube channel. My brother and I stream every Wednesday night from 10 to midnight. Come check that out or watch any of the past streams or tutorial videos that we've been doing. But yeah, and then as well as here, Triple Drain. So,
hey, and sign up for Papa 22 in case we don't get an episode out. I think it's April 5th. And
we'll get one out.
Yeah. You sure we will,
okay.
Joel?
Normally
sure,
we do a TPF follow-up. We usually are pretty good
okay.
at getting a TPF follow-up in. So
for the record, I'm trying to get you two bozos to record a podcast while we're down there, even if it's just for 20 minutes.
Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe we'll do that. But
we'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, appreciate all the listeners. Thanks for everybody that has supported this show so far. And whether it's just clicking on the video, listening, or we have a Patreon. Thanks for all that. Anything. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys. And hopefully we have a chance to meet you guys in person at TPF. So, like always, Tom, you get the last words.
Be excellent to each other.